In the annals of the unexplained, few encounters are as chilling, as bizarre, or as terrifyingly real as the events that unfolded on a sweltering August night in 1955. This is the story of the Kelly-Hopkinsville Goblins, a siege, not an abduction, where a family fought for their lives against entities from another world. August 21st, 1955. A quiet evening on the Sutton family farm, nestled between the tiny hamlets of Kelly and Hopkinsville, Kentucky. 8 people were gathered, including children, seeking respite from the oppressive summer heat. But the peace was about to shatter. Around 7 p.m., a young man named Billy Ray Taylor stepped outside to fetch water. What he saw would forever scar his memory and ignite a legend. A massive, metallic object, glowing with an array of colors, descended from the sky and vanished behind the tree line. Taylor, terrified, rushed back inside, his story met with skepticism. But then the first scratching began. A small 3.5-foot tall creature, with an oversized head, huge pointed ears, and glowing yellow eyes, appeared at the window. Its skin, described as silvery green, shimmered in the moonlight. The family, armed with a shotgun and a .22 rifle, fired at the creature. It flipped backward, seemingly unharmed, and vanished into the darkness. But it wasn't alone. Over the next several hours, the farmhouse became a battleground. Small, grotesque figures emerged from the woods, attempting to enter the house through windows and doors. They peered in, their glowing eyes fixed on the terrified occupants. One creature dangled from the roof, another peered into a window, its face pressed against the glass. Bullets seemed to have no effect, merely knocking the entities off balance before they reappeared. The family, led by Elmer Sutton, known as Lucky Sutton, fought back with desperate courage. They were not dealing with animals but something far more intelligent, far more persistent. The creatures moved with an unnatural gait, sometimes floating, sometimes running on all fours. Their large eyes seemed to glow with an internal light, and their long, spindly arms ended in sharp claws. They would appear, disappear, and reappear with unnerving speed, creating a psychological siege as much as a physical one. The family eventually fled to the Hopkinsville police station, recounting their incredible tale. Police officers, initially skeptical, returned to the farmhouse. They found bullet holes in the windows and walls, and strange, glowing patches on the ground. While they saw no creatures, they reported an unusual silence and a palpable sense of fear in the air. The incident sparked a media frenzy, with newspapers dubbing the creatures Little Green Men, a term that would forever enter the lexicon of UFO lore. The Kelly-Hopkinsville encounter remains one of the most compelling and terrifying close encounters in history. Was it a mass hallucination? A case of mistaken identity? Or did something truly otherworldly descend upon that Kentucky farmhouse? The witnesses, including children, maintained their story for decades, their terror undeniably real. The bullets that failed to stop the creatures, the glowing eyes in the dark, the siege of an isolated home. These elements combine to create a legend that continues to haunt the imagination. The truth, like the creatures themselves, remains elusive, lurking in the shadows of an August night in 1955. But one thing is certain. For the Sutton family, the Kelly-Hopkinsville Goblins were no mere folklore. They were a living, breathing nightmare that came to call.